In today's video, I want to teach you all about minimal design. This is something that is very easy to do, doesn't take a lot of time, and certainly doesn't take a lot of skill either. Minimal design is all about having very basic, simple, and sleek designs with lots of empty space, but also a very good use of visual design, something that a lot of people do tend to struggle with. So in this video, I'm going to show you my process for creating minimal designs here in Blender. Let's get started. Now, as always, my tutorials assume you have some experience with Blender already. If you don't, and if you're new to hard surface modeling, check out our hard surface jumpstart course over on blenderbros.com. You'll learn how to model, you'll learn how to use all the tools, render, post-process, basically the entire workflow that we use personally. You can grab that for free on blenderbros.com/jumpstart. So we're going to start by introducing a cylinder. We're going to change the vertex count here to 64. Right click to shade auto smooth, and then most importantly, make sure you have cavity turned on so that way your model doesn't look bland. If you turn this on and copy my settings, you'll have this really clean looking edge highlight. So now what I'd like to do is scale this a bit on the Z, so maybe to right about here, so maybe a little bit thicker. We're gonna press Ctrl A to apply the scale. Whenever you scale in object mode, you always want to apply it. Otherwise, when you try to bevel, this will happen. But if we apply our scale, it'll be a nice even bevel. So with that being said, let's go ahead and press Ctrl B. Gonna introduce a bevel here. Not too large, just right around here. We're gonna scale this in pretty far, maybe to about this point. Just like that. And then what I want to do is press Ctrl B, give it a few segments, and I don't want to make this too large. I want to make it right to about here, so that way we have a really nice, little detailed area in this, portion. We're going to go here as well and Ctrl B. And what I actually want to do is bevel this until it hits that point of symmetry right there. Because if I try to symmetrize, I actually want this to be a completely round bevel. So if I bevel to here and then try to symmetrize, now it'll be round. So we're going to press Ctrl B, bevel to right about that point right there. Doesn't really matter how close you are, just try to get close to it. And then if you have Mesh Machine, you can press Alt X to symmetrize. If not, no big deal. Go here to Mesh, Symmetrize. We're going to choose positive Z to negative Z. Okay, it's going to go positive Z to negative Z. And that's basically all we need to do. So yeah, we should be good to go now. Now we basically have this little disc sized, little model here going on. Now I'm going to scale this a little bit on the Z just to make it slightly thicker. I tend to not do this if I've already added in a bevel because it'll just start getting way too skewed, but you can kind of get away with a little bit if you just do a very, very small scale. You can get away with that just fine. So we're going to do that just so it's not so flat. That looks good to me. And now what I'd like to do is add in another cylinder. And again, we're going for a more minimal design, and minimal designs are all about striking a balance between visuals and lots of empty space. So what I'm going to do here is start concentrating detail into one particular area, and the rest of it is mainly going to be empty space. This is a really good way to practice not only your modeling, but also your design skills. So I'm going to shade auto smooth and scale this down, scale that up a bit, and right around here is fine. So I think we're going to start concentrating the detail here towards the center, and then most of the rest of the mesh is just going to be empty pretty much. So let's go here into edit mode and Control R to add in a loop cut. Right click to cancel it, then Control B and go to about here. Then we can extrude it with the E key, right click, and then Alt S. Scale this a bit on the Z as well. And again, my key presses are down here if you can't see them. And I just like to do this little trick right here where I can basically have like a little detail there on the inside, nothing crazy. And then what we can do is we can go in here and apply the Boolean. So now I have access to these edges here. So I'm going to hold Alt, then Alt Shift, and we're just going to introduce a nice chamfer in there as well, just to kind of echo some of those existing elements. So basically what I've been doing so far is echoing a lot of the detail. Notice if I go into top view, we have a nice circular element here. We have a smaller circular element here. and we're echoing those circular elements by introducing bevels and also little details here on the inside and chamfers and things like that. So echoing is a very, very powerful tool. A lot of times I'll see people do some, stupid operations like this. Like, let me show you an example. Just one that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, a lot of amateurs will just go in and try to do like some random, I don't know, just rotate this a bit and just try to make like random cuts on their model. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't flow with the mesh at all. So, I actually see stuff like this a lot, as crazy as that may seem. So really what you want to do is you want to play off of what you've already created. A lot of people ask me, how do you visualize these designs in your head? Well, most of the time I don't. Most of the time, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the shape I've already created and thinking, how can I reuse those shapes? How can I reuse that design flow to build on top of it, if that makes sense? So now we kind of have this detail going on. Let's also go in here and then just symmetrize it again. The settings should be the same, so you don't have to do anything. So this looks fantastic, really like that. Don't have to do too much else here. So now another thing we can do is we can start making this model look like something a bit more mechanical, a bit more hard surface. And I'm going to show you a really easy way to do that. But before we do that, I want to kind of split this thing in half, because another thing you can do is try to introduce some functional elements to make it look like, I don't know, maybe it detaches, maybe it can be separated. I'm not too focused on function for these minimal designs. It's mainly for practice, but you can kind of introduce those, little details as well. So we're going to add in a plane, scale this up, extrude this, and then sometimes when you extrude, it'll actually be in the wrong direction. So just make sure you press Shift N with everything selected, just in case. And what we're going to do here is shift click on this, and we're going to run a slice operation. If you're not using hard ops, which you should be using, but if you're not, you can use the bool tool, turn that on, and then Control minus on the numpad to introduce a slice. Then I'm just going to add in a bevel here. I'm going to do this quickly with hard ops as well. And now we kind of have like a separatable, is that a word? I don't know. A piece that can be separated here. So, I could scale this in and kind of make some interesting looking, shape. So I could leave this as it is, but what I think I'm going to do here is scale this in a bit. So we kind of have a little bit more, design variation. I could even do that for the top instead. Just kind of depends. This looks like a chef's tray, so maybe we'll go this way instead. Just make something interesting looking. And then we can go ahead and apply that slice operation. And maybe down here, we can just add in a chamfer if we wanted to. We're probably going to have to hold Alt and Control X to dissolve that out. We'll try again. And that should be good enough. Now we have a nice little chamfer around there on the top. So I'm going to show you a pretty cool thing you can introduce into your designs that not only make it more visually appealing, but also emphasize the areas where you want to bring the viewer's eye. So obviously right now the viewer's eye kind of focuses here because most of the empty space, is what's bringing the attention here. We're not focused on this area, we're focused on the area with detail. We can emphasize this while slightly breaking into the empty space to make this shape look even more interesting. Let me show you. So I'm going to go here into face mode, and real quick, we have a big n-gon here. This isn't really an issue, but what I need to do is I need to select this loop all the way through, but we don't have any connection point right there. So let me show you a cool trick. Since basically all these points are like one-to-one basically, meaning, for one vertex here, there's one over here, we can actually press Control T to triangulate and then Alt J to turn those triangles into quads. So I'm going to do that here as well. Control T, Alt J, and now we have quads all around there. So what I want to do is I want to hold Alt and Shift. We're going to select all 4 of these quadrants here, right in the center, just like that. And then what I want to do is press Control B, make a very, very small bevel here. E to extrude, right click, and then Alt S to scale that in just a bit. Looks great. And then what we're going to do is make this bevel a little bit tinier, just like that. And notice how we've kind of cut into the empty space, but at the same time, we brought the viewer's attention even more towards the center. Think of like the crosshairs of a weapon. It brings all the focus right into the center of where that crosshair is, and we've kind of introduced that effect here on the model, and at the same time it looks more visually appealing because it isn't completely empty space, but in a way it still is. We're going to do the same thing here for the bottom, so Control T, Alt J, wrong button, then Control T, Alt J, and then if I press Control 7 on the numpad, or just use the tilde key, I can go into the bottom view, and then just Alt Shift click all of these. And same idea, we're just going to bevel this about the same size, E to extrude, and then Alt S, kind of scale that in, and then just make this a little bit, smaller. That looks good to me. And now we have the same effect here on the bottom. And this is the gist of how you create a minimal design like this. It's all about not only having echoed elements, a good detail concentration, and overall a good use of visual design. It's also important that you're making the model look sleek, look visually appealing, and directing the viewer's attention towards the areas that matter. So these are very, very good exercises to not only practice your modeling skills, but also to practice those visual design skills. You don't have to create anything. You don't have to worry about, any design templates or anything. You can just go in here, be creative, create something cool, and these are some of my favorite exercises to do. I do at least one of these every single week. I just model for fun. I create cool stuff like this. And if you follow the rules of visual design, you can create virtually infinite amounts of different minimal designs like this. It's very, very easy to do. So I'm going to stop the video here. I don't want to go too deep into it. I just wanted to give you the gist as to how this stuff works. And hopefully this makes sense and this will actually take your designs to the next level and make them a lot more visually appealing. If this video is helpful, consider checking out some of our more premium products over on blenderbros.com. Tons of different courses over there on pretty much any subject you can imagine. So if this video is valuable, our courses will definitely be valuable as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.